Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. My name is Donnie Peters. I got Tim Duckworth alongside of me. Got a little bit of a late one tonight. We are starting just after midnight. Technically, it's Thursday, June 5th, but in our minds, our bodies, it is Wednesday, June 4th. How you doing over there, buddy?
I'm doing good, buddy.
Show the people your shirt in the video.
I mean, we got a little Western shirt here. We got the Royal Flush on the little thing.
And where tell the people where you got that from.
eBay, where I get all my stuff. Look, I'll tell you what.
I thought you said you got it from a secondhand store.
No, I got a secondhand on eBay.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a very expensive shirt. They're normally like $300.
Jeez,
I couldn't spend $300 on a Western shirt that I had no idea if it was going to be good or not. So I found one on eBay. I was like, oh, this suits the poker. Everyone thinks it's like I bought it because it's Western and because it's cowboy. No, I bought it because there's a Royal Flush on it. So
I mean, it looks good.
It fits well.
Fits well.
It looked cool. I was I was gambling on the fit because it's, a little weird and it's like, made in the 90s or something. But lots of positive comments. A lot of, yeah.
You should have wore the cowboy hat though.
You know what? I got many people saying, why didn't you wear the black? You're in all black today. I got black boots, black jeans, black shirt. They said, you need your black cowboy hat. And I go, it's too much.
No, it's not.
You can't overdo it. It's just too much power, too much aura. So we no cowboy hat today. It'll come out soon, I think.
We also got D-Negs, the bobblehead is back. So I checked mine at home, and I don't have the bobblehead. I have a card protector. It's probably about half the size of this, but it's a little bit of a different formation that he's sitting in. But it is the same guy, the same face. So probably came from the same company. If you guys out there have any weird poker trinkets, collectible items, whatever it is, send them on in to podcast@pokergo.com. Just take a photo and send them in. We'd love to see what you got. If there's a story behind them, any of that sort of stuff. We'll pull the best ones if we get any, and we'll put them up on the YouTube video podcast, and we'll talk about them here on the show. So if you got anything,
we definitely need to bring some more stuff in.
I got something
today.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're supposed to get into the podcast, so we'll get into the podcast. But I'm letting you know that I brought something from my collection.
It's hiding over there somewhere?
It is hiding over
here. Okay,
yes.
I like this.
All right, getting into the show, we got Ben Lamb cruising and crushing in the 25K half and half, the No Limit Hold'em / PLO High Roller. There are 5 players remaining. And for all of those who were up in the PokerGO DMs on social media asking for this one to be streamed, we got some good news for you. Okay, so just hold tight. Chris Staats wins the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em 6-Max. Christian Gutierrez won the $600 PLO Deepstack. You have the 10K Dealer's Choice Championship is in the money. And lo and behold, Adam Friedman, Mr. Dealer's Choice himself, is still remaining. So is Phil Hellmuth. So is the Poker Brat. Benny Glaser is looking for bracelet number 7 in the mixed Omaha. He leads the final table. He is also looking for his second bracelet this summer. We'll update you guys on how things are going in the 2K No Limit Hold'em. And then, of course, we'll touch on everything else that happened here at the 2025 World Series of Poker. But first, do want to remind you of the best place to play online poker. If you're looking for poker that is fun and free, check out Play Poker Go today. It brings you authentic poker action, no gimmicks, no bots, just true players like you and I and like Tim over there from all around the world. You can jump straight into a ring game. You can test your skills in multi-table tournaments or brand new.
Oh, yeah.
No gamble, no future themed sit and goes.
Love it.
They are the jackpot sit and go variety. The little wheel that you spin to determine what you're playing for. It's called the Wheel of Gain. On the show, No Gamble, No Future. I know all the PokerGo subscribers know about No Gamble, No Future. They know about the Wheel of Pain. This, we call it the Wheel of Gain. So get on in there to Play PokerGo. You can find Play PokerGo on web, on iOS and Android. Join the fun today. Do not wait. Sign up for free at playpokergo.com. All right. 25K. No Limit Hold'em / PLO High Roller. You got some news. Why don't you drop the news? feel like this is your
Sure.
baby. This is what you deal with all summer.
This is a 3-day event.
No, it might as well be a 7-day event.
No,
the way that it's going.
We added a day. You guys have come back for a 4th day. Look, and it wasn't like we bagged them up at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. We bagged them up at about 10:30 or something, 11 o'clock. Structure's too good. Players are too good. It went a lot longer than we expected. And hey, look, we're going to probably touch on a little bit later. The 2K No Limit Hold'em doing the same thing. So we made some adjustments. 2K No Limit kicked you to the side. 25K half and half with $1.3 million up top. We're bringing that to PokerGo tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be a good one. We've got Ben Lamb, you touched on. He's got a monstrous chip lead. I think there was 12 players to go. He was the short stack by a mile. Doubled up through Michael Munchak, and then he just keep running that stack up. He's coming in as an overwhelming chip leader, looking for his 3rd WSOP bracelet. One of our favorites, Sweet Lou Gaza.
He won the 25K or the 10K PLO?
I want to say the 10K PLO 2 years ago. He pulled his girlfriend from outside of the rail, got down on one knee, proposed to her right there. They got married, I think, a few months ago, actually. I saw her, I think, yesterday. So Lou Garza's there. Robert Cohen, 2-time WSOP.
Can you
imagine
winner? What Sweet Lou's going to wear tomorrow?
I'm going to tell you it's going to be, you know what? I'll show you. It's going to look like this. He's going to do this.
Oh, my God. No, Jesus, Lord.
You know that's true.
I mean, it's going to be flamboyant.
Yeah.
That's for effing sure.
We also got Robert Cohen, 2-time bracelet winner. We got Brandon Mitchell and Chung Yang Zhang. I don't know. I think I didn't say that right. But these 5 players guaranteed 300K, 1.3 million up top. And for the PGT people, 700 points.
That's a boatload of points.
A lot of points there. So for someone like Lou Garza, someone like Ben Lamb that are going to play our events, it's a good way to, chip up and get up on that leaderboard. But yeah, that is the 25K half and half. We also lost a bunch of good players, which is probably good for you. 25K fantasy results.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'll always root for the content.
Yeah.
But if they want to bust out, I mean, they're going to bust out.
Yeah, Michael Munchak, Nick Schulman, Arthur Morris, just to name a few that fell.
Well, Arthur Morris busted because he wasn't wearing the PokerGo podcast hat.
You know what? I got him a PGT bucket hat the other day.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him wear it. He hasn't made a final table. So, Arthur, you need to get your act together.
He needs to step it up.
Yeah.
The players are guaranteed $303,000. That stream will be on Thursday, June 5th, which is today when you are listening this or watching this podcast. 2 p.m. Vegas time. That's 5 p.m. over on the East Coast. You got David Tuckman and Joe Stapleton on the call. It will be on PokerGo.com. It will also be on the PokerGo YouTube channel. So be sure to tune in for that one. It's one of the biggest and best tournaments of the summer here. And also it's brand new for this year. So really cool to see this one play out as they go. A nugget was dropped to us before the show earlier today. I don't know if you saw it in our group chat, but Ben Lamb is 40. He turned 40 on March 31st. So, you know what that means, right?
Sure.
He is eligible for the Poker Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Who else is eligible this year?
Do you want me to read off my who is eligible in 2025 list? It's a pretty long list.
Do. Nick Schulman.
Scott Seaver, Ben Lamb, Daniel NLHE, Vanessa Selps, Liv Baree. They're the big names that are up for nomination this year.
I think of those names you gave me, Liv Baree's probably cut off of the list. Vanessa Selps and Daniel NLHE are tricky because they're not so much in poker anymore. I mean, I think Daniel NLHE is, and I could be totally wrong on this, but it's like private high stakes cash games type of stuff.
Yep.
So now that if he were to get in, I would view it similarly to when David Oppenheim got in, right? You know, where it's like the people that are voting on this, the people in the Hall of Fame, their peers, they know this person, what they've done, how good they are, all of that sort of stuff. So they're going to put him in, right? So that's how I might separate him from Vanessa Selps. Obviously, Vanessa Selps has an incredible resume, but also just being out of poker now for so long, it's like, does that hurt your chances to get in? Where all those other players, who were they again? Lamb, Seaver, Schulman,
NLHE, Barry, Vanessa Selps.
Osmus.
No, well, okay. I was going to get to it. This is the turning 40.
Okay,
this
you're
year,
turning 40 this year.
The
Got
eligibility.
it.
Now, I'm gonna tell you who's eligible but overlooked, who hasn't made it. You already mentioned Jeremy Osmus, and I'm gonna read this in an order. Don't take too much into account of this order. Okay,
yeah, just read the name.
Josh Aryeh, Jeremy Osmus, Chris Bjorn, Barney Boatman, Humberto Brenes, Miami Johnson Nudo, who I think that might be the one this year if I'm a betting man. Norman Chad, David Chu, Annie Duke, Tom Dwan, Antonio Esfandiari. I'm going to skip a few names. Ted Forrest, Bruno Fitusi, Elke, Kathy Liebert, Mike Mattisau, The Grinder, Man Win, Matt Savage, and your boy, the one that you, I think, push for the most is Cy Scheinberg. They're the people that have been eligible but have been overlooked in previous years. And I'm going to give you a new list of names.
Okay.
That have never been nominated, but are eligible. Okay? And you tell me if any of these...
Me.
Not yet.
I'm kidding.
Brandon Adams? Not there yet. Okay. Eric Afriet?
No.
Okay. David
I'm just saying
Bach.
that they're not going to get in.
David Bach.
No. I mean, there's
David ODB Baker.
I mean, with all due respect to these players, listen...
Let me keep on.
You have to be the absolute best of the best.
I get it. Eric Baldwin, Nacho Barbero, Jim Bechtel, Matt Berkey.
I mean, now you're just doing silly stuff.
Freddie D, Ray Decagani.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Ray D, he's in the same bucket as like a David Oppenheim, right?
Adam Friedman, okay, Joe Hashem, Gus Hansen, Dan Highmiller, Kerry Katz, Robert Mizrahi. Greg Raymer, Chino, Barry Schulman, Chris Vitch. I mean, I got a long list.
Yeah,
you know who else on
you're
this
basically
list?
just literally naming every notable poker
Yes,
player.
I am.
So
but you know who else I put on this list? Brent Hanks.
Oh my God.
But I'm going to tell you why it's big this year, and I want to read off some names for next year. Okay, because you've definitely touched on Aria Osmus being, ones that should be in there. I think Miami John might be this year's candidate that might get in.
I'm just starting to think that we need to really, not only do we need to do the whole thing, they should do the whole thing where they put more people in than just one. I think there needs to be some serious look at addressing the whole 40-year-old thing. And you have to be older. Some
other names along with the Schulman Sievers that we mentioned, I gave you those 6 names that I thought were the consensus favorites. You got Lemon Gil Martin on there too. There's a case for her. Eric Rodderwig, Jonathan Little, John Sin, Matt Waxman, Yuval Bronstein, Chris Huntington, Shannon Short, Jeff Madsen.
You're being absolutely ridiculous with this list.
Let's go to next year.
This is the most insane, silly list you've ever done in the history of you doing lists.
With names. This is what this website's built for. But I'm going to just read a couple names for next year, okay? Sean Deeb, Jason Kuhn, Isaac Haxton, Justin Bonomo, Chris Mormon.
Okay, now at least that is a list that I can F with. Like,
that's next year.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Coming up next year.
I get it. I mean, this is the whole point about the black backlog that's coming, right? Or I mean, it's really already here.
You want to know who's eligible in 2031?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm done with this.
2031.
Okay, listen. Let's get back to the point at hand. Ben Lamb is eligible.
Correct.
I mean, it just throws another wrench into everything. So
I think he was amongst consideration, regardless of this.
Yeah, I don't think he wouldn't be in consideration, right? It's tricky. We talk about it every summer. We're going to be talking about it again. So, but first, we'll obviously see how Ben Lamb closes this tournament out and see if he ends up winning it. The 25K no limit hold'em / PLO high roller. We got the $1,500 no limit hold'em 6 max. What was this? Almost a 6-hour final table.
Long one, yeah.
2,354 entries down to 1. Chris Staats topped them all. He denied David Jackson his 3rd WSOP gold bracelets. Staats won almost $415,000. Some wild hands.
Yeah.
At the final table. Absolutely wild stuff. I mean, there was one hand that involved DeMarge Davenport and David Jackson where, I mean, I gotta like look this hand up because it was just.
Is this the?
This is the ace, queen, and the 6s.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. I have that hand right in here.
You have all the hands written
But
down.
there was one before that. I think that was pretty big too. That was like the road for Jackson moving up that leaderboard.
So before we get into these hands, because there was a lot of fun hands, I would highly encourage people to go back and watch this final table. Mostly because I want people to join me in rewatching it. I was over at the Venetian doing commentary while this was going on. I had kind of one eye on like the updates as it was happening, but while I was actually, doing what I needed to do, which was the Venetian commentary. And I definitely want to go back and watch this one play out because it looked like shit was off the rails. So you had Chris Staats winning it all for almost $415K. David Jackson second for $276K. Shundan Zhao, a woman, she got third, $198,000. Almost won that open event for a female. DeMarge Davenport, $143,000 for fourth. Ishan Bala, aka Brown Bala, as he goes by, $105,000 for him. Oscar Johansson got sixth for $77,600. And even though Tim disagrees, he made them start the stream seven-handed, even though it's a six-handed event. I don't understand what you're doing, buddy. Aaron Overton got seventh for $58,000. Okay, some of these hands. You have Davenport with 7-6, bluffing the river and getting snapped by David Jackson, who had Queen 5 of hearts for a flush.
Did have the best hand on every street, though.
Who did? David Jackson.
Yeah. He had a pair,
no, I know.
He had trips, then he had a flush.
But Davenport was blasting.
Yeah.
Like absolutely blasting. I talked to some people who played with him in the event, and they were like, this guy was just absolutely just letting it fly. So there was that. Then there was a big hand where Jackson had ace queen and Davenport had 6-6. I believe it was raise from Jackson, call from Davenport in the big blind, 9-7 deuce flop, check, bet, call, 3 on the turn, check, bet, call. So the sixes are still good. River queen. David Jackson rivers the queen, check. David Jackson bombs the river.
He does,
Snap call from DeMarge Davenport. Only to see the bad news. So there was that. You had David Jackson with Jack 9 against Zhao's Ace 8, hit a 9 on the turn there. You had a flopped flush for David Jackson against Chris Staats, who had 2 pair. It was, what was the flop? Queen?
King of diamonds, 8 of diamonds,
8-6.
6 of diamonds.
King 8-6. All diamonds. Jack 9 of diamonds for Jackson. And Staats had 8-6. Turn 6.
Dang. Yeah.
Full house. You had 10s versus King Queen. All the money went in between Staats, who had the 10s, Jackson, who had the King Queen. And then the final hand was Jack 7-7-10-5 on the board. Jackson had Jack 6. Staats had 9-7 for trips. Staats shoved the river, and there was a little bit of a tank before Jackson ended up calling all in and ultimately lost. There was there also a hand where Jackson picked off a bluff from Davenport with like third pair or something like that?
I think there was, yeah.
I think he had Queen 6 or something. So there was that. There was just this final table looked out of control, which I think you would expect from a 6-max event.
Exactly.
This was on my list to play. I really wanted to play this one. Being totally honest, I've always been kind of scared to play this one because I've been a little bit scared of what people do and how aggressive they are in 6-max events. But as I feel like I'm more comfortable with my game and more experienced with everything, I was fully on, ready to get in there and just absolutely blast away. I was ready to go. I was so happy I was going to be able to play this one, but about a week before the World Series schedule got changed for work, so I was unable to play it. So, no big deal. Probably saved myself $3,000, but it is what it is. But I'm very much looking forward to going back and watching this one and seeing how it played out. So I'll see if I can find some time for that. I've been behind on my content consumption.
I have too, yeah.
I'm like so far behind. I got caught up on I think 3 Daniel Negreanu vlogs today.
I caught up with the vlogs, so yeah.
So I think I'm still 2 behind. So there's that. Have not been tuning into podcasts. So I'm behind there. Now I got this final table that I want to watch, so I'm going to be behind there.
I'm behind on my non-poker stuff.
I mean,
too.
I'm just
my non-poker
yeah, but
content.
listen, come May 31st or whatever day the WSOP starts, I don't consume any other content.
You know what I got?
I listen to the Bill Simmons podcast.
That's about it.
And,
yeah, same.
I put it on while I work out, and that's that.
Podcast while working out, huh?
Yeah, I know. It's funny. I kind of don't listen to music anymore.
That's all. I constantly listen to music.
First of all, what you listen to is not music. Okay,
it's definitely music. Should we put something on right now?
It is no, because we can't, because we're on YouTube and we're going to get in trouble. But it's horrendous.
It's
okay,
great.
First of all, I just basically listen to podcasts. When I drive, I listen to podcasts. When I'm working out, I listen to podcasts. I'll have them on kind of as background noise as I work throughout the day, all that sort of stuff. I
used to do
podcast
podcasts when I run. That's what. I listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I guess once in a while I'll put on some music, but it's also like it's nothing new. You know, I listened to, music when I was growing up that I really liked. But yeah, Christian Gutierrez, $600 Deepstack PLO winner, $193,000 in his pocket. He defeated Robert Chorlian. Heads up, why do I know that name?
Plays in the PGT.
Yes. Nick Mamone, third, 3,110 entrants.
Big field.
Guess who got the field bonus for 25K fantasy? King John Reardon, who was stolen from our hands.
Unbelievable.
F you, Ben Ludlow. Outrageous. Liam Gannon.
You too. F you. You don't deserve it.
You guys have no connection to this guy. It is unbelievable. I'm still rooting for John Reardon out here, but it kills me.
Yeah.
Absolutely kills me. It's like, listen, if you love someone, you have to set them free. And we set John Reardon free. We did. We let him go. And he is now with a new lover. And I'm just over here crying every single night. It is outrageous. It is unbelievable. But he didn't win, so now I'm kind of bummed again. I'm always rooting for John Reardon.
Yeah.
So congrats to Christian Gutierrez there. The Dealer's Choice Championship.
An update on this one, real quick.
This thing. I mean,
16 left now.
Rename the tournament, dude. Rename the tournament. It is the Adam Friedman Invitational. End of story. I'm done with everything else. This field is sick, by the way. I mean, you think that we were getting blasted before for not streaming the Negreanu table? What if Hellmuth makes this final table? We're going to get blasted again. Here we go. I'll tell you what. This is arguably the worst tournament to stream because it's dealer's choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the best and the worst. Just like graphics wise, it's just it's absolute chaos.
There's also one game we can't stream, so that's
I know it's so frustrating.
It's kind of annoying.
The whole thing is such a mess. It looks like Ryan Honig, a 25K fantasy player, somebody who was on our list, but ultimately went for a little bit more than we had hoped, is leading the way. You got Matt Vangren is in there, John Turner, Dan Zach, Phil Sternheimer, that's your boy.
Yeah.
He's in the mix. Dylan Smith is out there, Alan Lee, Dario Aliotto, Adam Friedman, the 3-time champion of this event, looking to be a 4-time champion of this event, Nick Wagenti, Andrew Kelsall, a.k.a. AJ, Gus Hansen is back. As Daniel Negreanu said during the 25K fantasy draft, when Gus Hansen was drafted, he said he got a text from Gus and it said, it's going to be a great summer. And it's looking like it might be a great summer.
Well, for Gus, he is the second shortest chip stack right now.
Who's shortest?
Unfortunately, it is the poker brain himself, Phil Hellmuth. So
you got to play better, Phil.
Yep, they're the two short stacks right now. 16 remaining, over $350,000 for first. So, Adam Friedman's going to take that and cash that check because he's going to win it again.
I just refreshed on Poker News.
Yep.
And, there's two updates. I got one that says Lee, a.k.a. Alan Lee, sends Hellmuth into a frenzy.
Great.
Incredible stuff. Love it. I'm just going to read this. It was written by Brett Slezak, so if there's any issue with it, you can take it up with Brett Slezak. He's the kid with the glasses walking around in a Poker News shirt. Phil Hellmuth raised from the cutoff seat. Alan Lee 3-bet from the small blind. They are playing Badoogie. Hellmuth called. Both players padded, and the action checked through. Both players remained pat, and then Lee led. Hellmuth called as he scoffed and remarked, "You deserve it, buddy." I love it. I mean, Alan Lee's the nicest guy in the universe, right?
100%, yes.
So Lee fires again after two more pats. Hellmuth calls. Lee reveals 9-8-7-6 Badoogie. which was good, as Hellmuth revealed that he had a 10. These guys have no chance in mixed games. These guys who have no chance in mixed games always school me, said Hellmuth. What the love it. Absolutely. Turn the cameras on, baby. Turn the cameras on. Hellmuth would continue well into the next few hands with language that is inappropriate for reporting purposes. Bro, you just wrote the words that are inappropriate and you put asterisks in them, so it's fully appropriate. And if somebody is telling you that that is inappropriate, this is poker, okay? Hello.
Yeah.
Like, it is DGen Central. Put all the expletives in the reporting. It's what makes the reporting incredible. You know what? In fact, just turn the camera on. Absolutely turn the camera on and just blast it all out there. That's what you got to do. Now, the next update, which happened a minute ago. This was written by David Salaturo, another good guy over on the Poker News team. Titled, Hellmuth doubles off Honig, still tilted. Love it. I'm in. Badoogie again. Ryan Honig raised on the button. Hellmuth called in the big blind, leaving 2 1K chips behind. Both players took 2. Hellmuth put in his last chips. Both players drew 2, and then the last 2 draws. Both players drew 2, and the last 2 draws. I don't understand what that means. Anyway, Hellmuth turns over 5-3, and Honig has ace 4. Hellmuth gets the ace first. And Honig says, you got it, and mucks king 9. But he had 2 clubs. Hellmuth shows another 4 as he took the pot and doubled up. I'm so confused.
He had a 3-card 5, Hellmuth, and Honig was drawing dead.
I'm reading the hands wrong.
Yeah, Honig was drawing dead.
When you have all these draw hands, I like just like stacking them in like a list kind of, you know, so you can like see.
I like it.
Because I was reading this and I was saying, wait, he paired his ace, but no, that's Honig's hand. So I'm confused. Yeah, he's got 3-card 5. Okay. Hellmuth goes on to say, I'm so tilted and it has nothing to do with you guys. From 12th place to 18th, I've had so many bad beats the last few years. So Hellmuth is steaming over there, which is always good for the content. You know, we'll see if that continues. And then I'm assuming we will at least check in on that tomorrow. And in the very least, right?
We'll definitely see how that one goes. For what it's worth, this is Phil Hellmuth's 5th dealer's choice cash.
I mean, listen, he's a good player. He is.
Finished second in this one, all right, a couple of years ago. At the last one at the Rio, was that where he finished second?
I think so, but I don't think I was there. I think you were there and Remco was there because I was like on a trip somewhere. I had to like take a few days.
Just taking holidays during the World Series, buddy. Come on, that's unacceptable.
Just effing off.
Unacceptable.
All right, so 16 players remain. 152 played in this tournament. We listed all those players that are still in, more than $350,000 up top for the winner. So we'll check in on this one as we go, see how things finish out. Over in the $1,500 mixed Omaha, we got Benny Glaser. Wait, they're playing right now?
Still playing, yeah.
Oh,
I think they've
right
this is the final level of play, so I believe.
Oh, wow. 3 players remain. I thought they were, I don't know why when I saw someone post the screenshot of the chip guns, I thought that they were done for the night, coming back tomorrow. So I got all confused. See, this is what happens when I have to go do commentary and I can't like keep my eyes on stuff here. My brain is just like, I'm coming back into it and I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So anyway, Benny Glaser is going for gold bracelet number 7. He won his 6th already earlier this summer. So he's trying to be a 2-time bracelet winner, which you have some crazy stat on.
Yes, I'm playing it right now. Yeah, one of the longest streaks in poker is without doubt the double bracelet in each year, dating back to the year 2000. We're on a 25-year streak of a player winning 2 WSOP bracelets in a calendar year. I think I said maybe 4 podcasts ago, we're going to have it by June 15th. Benny over there is going to make it by June 6th, potentially. Last year, there was 9 double bracelet winners.
9?
9. Year before that, 11. 2021, there was 13. 13 in 2021.
That's a lot, too.
So, yeah.
Jesus.
So, we're going to see if Benny can get that done. But not also Benny. They're 3-handed right now. And one of those players, David Shmuel, he won the Omaha high-low a few days ago. So he could also win his 2nd bracelet of the summer. So we're if they get heads up, streak continues. Simple as that.
There we go. We got a shot. Double bracelet winner of the summer. Let's see what happens there. Other events that are happening here at the 2025 World Series of Poker. We have the 2K No Limit Hold'em. They are down to 28 players from a field of 1,692. $436,000 up top for the winner. Rafael Mota is leading the way. Scott Bowman is still in. Jesse Lonis is still in. Brian Green is still in. Ben Underwood. Ben Underwood always seems to do very well in these big field, kind of smaller price point, no limit hold'em events. Always seems to be a crusher. Jesse Lonis played this wild hand earlier where he got it all in free flop with 5-6 suited against aces and obviously smashed 2 pair. So,
of course,
must be good to be Jesse freaking Lonis. 23 players left. Okay.
Yeah, just got a couple quick knockouts, including Tim Riley.
So let's talk about this because it has to do with the 25K No Limit Hold'em / PLO. It has to do with this 2K. Why are these events taking so long this year?
Because the players are so good.
I mean, that can honestly be part of it. Is players are just as players get better in the modern era of poker, they are probably more in tune with ICM.
Yep.
At least. Even just generally so, you're just kind of aware of it. Hey, okay, I can't just like blow off my stack.
Mm-hmm.
So that can certainly be part of it. Are these structures, like, are they better? Do they have more chips? Is any of that in play too? I know, Daniel has talked with us a bunch of times in the 10K championship events, how they kind of adjusted the structure there to like make them faster. But did that not apply for like the 25K No Limit Hold'em / PLO? Like what,
I mean, yeah, that being a first-time event, it's always going to be tricky. There's just so many variables, right? There's obviously field size is a big one. The money bubble is a big variable that changes things. And yeah, players are getting better. And then we just have the natural variance of poker, short stacks doubling kind of thing. So it's hard to tell. You'd have to really take a deep look and crunch some numbers.
Well, it's really messing up a lot of our streaming plans.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
We've tried to take some of this into account. You'll see a bit later in the series we have added a day because we just know. And like I have notes on the streaming schedule that says probably will not start on time. So, we obviously monitoring things from, the night before and obviously on the day we're trying to stream something. And, that was the same with the 6 max today. The 25K, obviously we touched on, we have to add a day to that. So yeah, it's really it's not a perfect science that we can solve. I don't think anyone can.
Yeah, you
can kind of just do your best to run some numbers and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like a lot of stuff is getting extended, or maybe if it's ultimately not getting extended, playing a little bit slower than anticipated. But we'll see how things go, of course. Obviously, looking way ahead several weeks down the road, but if that comes into play during the main event, that's kind of when it becomes like the biggest issue.
Yep.
Right. So obviously we'll keep an eye on things, yes. But I would also say part of it is probably the numbers overall, I think, have been really good. We've hit on things, some things are up, some things are down, but I think it feels like overall things are more up than down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. And yeah, that probably all plays into it. So just, I guess, something to monitor as we go forward here at the WSOP. We got the $500 Colossus kicking off today. How many do they get? I feel naked without the app. Again, we use my phone to record the podcast video. I feel naked here without being able to check.
They're currently on the money bubble. There's 418 players remaining, 416 are in the money. 2,773 entrants on day one. That seems like a good start. Min cash is a little bit over $1,000. We look up some chip leaders. No one I recognize.
I have breaking news.
Uh-oh.
The Hellmuth has been eliminated in 15th place.
What's the tirade of quotes that accompany the bust
Ace to 5 triple draw.
Yep.
Ryan Honig raised on the button. John Turner and Phil Hellmuth called in the blinds. Turner drew 2. Hellmuth drew 3. Honig drew 1.
Well played, Phil.
Yeah. Checks to Honig. He bets. Both players call. On the second draw, Turner and Hellmuth draw 2. Honig stands pat. It's check to Honig. He bets. Turner calls. Hellmuth calls all in. Hellmuth and Turner both drew 1. Again, Honig is pat. Action gets to Honig. He bets. Turner calls. That creates a side pot. Honig has 6, 5, 4, deuce, ace. Both Hellmuth and Turner showed 7s before giving up the pot. Hellmuth says, "I hate poker." As he storms out of the room.
See you tomorrow, buddy.
According to the report.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, man. And right before he busted, we lost Naoya Kihara. So continue.
Colossus on the money bubble. Brazilian player Matthias Lima, currently the chip leader with 105 big blinds. I think they're going to play. Well, it says play 17 levels, but it's in level 18.
They play into the money.
But it says play 17 levels, but they're in level 18. So I think that's a typo.
Because they didn't burst the bubble. That's what that means.
So they're gonna bag it up whenever they make
play
it.
You have to play till you get to the money. Can't come back without being in the money.
No, sure. I'm surprised that these events have been playing deeper into the money. To our point
levels. Of things taking longer.
Yeah,
these guys are clearly not busting over there. I mean, come on, it's the Colossus. Let's go, get your money in. What are we doing here?
Yeah. So anyway, they on the money bubble right now, and first of 4 fights for the $500.
How many did they have last year? I'm trying to effort to get this up.
Let me pull it up. It's in one of my stat docs.
Your 19 million stat docs that you.
Sometimes they're important. Like right now,
there were 3 starting flights last year, so they added 1.
Correct. They had 19,337 entrants. Touch under $6 million in the prize pool, but it was
how many did they have? 19,000?
337. It was a $400 buy-in.
So that's an average of $48.34 per flight.
Yep.
Last year in the opening flight, they had 4,643. Obviously, it's going to be down when it's spread out more across the flights. Having 4 versus 3 last year. So yeah. Just pointing that out. But it seems like a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
He'll pick up.
What's that?
He'll pick up.
Oh, well, of course. It's going to be an absolute shit show in here.
Yeah.
$1,500 shootout, baby. What's going on there? Huh?
Well, look, the shootout, they had 2 flights today, as we mentioned on it yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Second one is still going.
Shout out to our guy, Gary Gates.
Did he make it?
No, he got heads up and lost.
Okay.
He got heads up. He lost 8s to 7s and then lost after that.
That is very gross. Jordan Westmoreland through. Qui Win. Angela Jordanson. Eric Baldwin. Anthony Zeno. Ian Steinman. Joshua Aria. Craig Mason. Oh, I thought I said Ivan Demidov for a second, and I got a little freaked out. Samuel Sternfield, Drake Kemper, Sergei Rajec, Aram Zobian, Clayton Fletcher, Justin Nayuri, Nerd Guy got through, Galen Hall got through, Kevin Song got through, Jonathan Little got through. That's 100 players into round 2. They're probably going to get another 100 players-ish, I guess, from flight 1B. Maybe. I'm assuming that's going to be a pretty big flight. I'll come back tomorrow. Winner of that will advance to the final table. That is supposed to be streamed on PokerGo.com the day 3. But 10-handed no limit hold'em when you are 300 big blinds deep is not the best for TV. So we may play him a little bit for the 5 p.m. stream. We'll have to play around with that one. I'll have to crunch those numbers. But that is Thursday Tim's problem. That is not Wednesday night / Thursday 12:44 a.m. Tim's problem.
Okay. And then also kicking off today was the $1,500 PLO 8 tournament. How big is this one?
They have 1,176 runners. There is 187 players left. They're supposed to play 15 levels. They're in level 15. They're 10 from the money. So this feels like they're probably trying to get through to the money tonight Hopefully not come back tomorrow on the bubble. John Kite, 25K fantasy drafted player, is the chip leader. Donnie Rubenstein, second in chips.
On my list too.
Do you know who's third in chips, Donald?
Nicholas Milgram.
Bang. Calvin Anderson, fourth in chips. Sean Deep, seventh. Max Coleman, Amnon Filippi, Victor Blom, Renji Mao, all in the top 10 as the tournament approaches the money bubble.
Let's check in on 25K fantasy, shall we?
Oh, let's do it.
We haven't touched on this in a bit. So I'm over on 25kfantasy.com right now, and it is currently Team Girl Dads leading the way. That's Jesse Lonis, Ryan Reese, that crew. They got Patrick Leonard with 97 points, Christian Roberts with 82, David Funkhauser 25, Aram Zobian 18, Ethan Yao, that's Rampage. He got 16. They have 242 points, doing very well is this team. You know, all things considered, I like this team. I think the Rampage pick is kind of questionable. I guess it just depends on, how he's playing. I think it's a huge overspend for Jesse Lonis at $103, but when he's beating aces with 5-6 suited, you guess you would just pay $103 for him. Team Novig, currently second with 188 points, has Brad Rubin, who won a bracelet yesterday, Rich Zhu, Chance Kornuth. Brad Rubin's got 82 points. Yuki Zhu's got 46. Chance Kornuth has 45. And then the rest of their team hasn't really done anything. Nick Seward, Ismail Bojang, Chris Brewer. I feel like I haven't even seen Chris Brewer. Cooper Feltham and Kyle Miholic. I don't know who those two players are. Miholic?
He's the guy that wears the Jack in the Box.
Well, that should be illegal. He should not be allowed to be drafted. Third place, Team Dinkers. They won it last year. They got 169 points. Who do they got? Benny Glaser. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, they're about to get a boatload more points from that. They got Victor Blom as well, 72 points. They got Alan Lee. He's cooking. He's such a good pick. David Prosiak, Dylan Wiseman, Brandon Wilson, Sergio Ido, Alex Ponakov. So I have not seen Brandon Wilson. I have not seen Sergio Ido. I have not seen Alex Ponakovs.
Correct.
Feels like it's going to be hard to contend if three of your guys aren't here.
Yeah.
Fourth place is us, Team DPMD. We're currently 3 points behind third place, but of course the Dinkers have Benny Glaser. So that's going to change once he does whatever he does. Probably going to win his 7th gold bracelet. We got Steven Song up on top for us, 101 points. Yuri Reichenstein's got 47 for us. Nico Milgram, you said that he's cooking over in that PLO 8, so that's good for us. John Shorman is just cashing in every single tournament that he plays. It is awesome. He's gonna have 27 cashes. It's gonna be amazing. Best $1 prize. But he's a $1 player, so I'll take just 27 points out of just nonstop cashes. Jeremy Osmus is still trying to get warmed up. Seth Davies is still trying to get warmed up. Boris Angelov is not here yet.
Terrible draft pick.
He'll get here in 2 days, so it's all good.
Not as bad draft pick.
And then Tommy Coral hasn't done anything yet for us. And then let's round out the top 5. The Team Jeremy's, the guy who's constantly just talking shit, Jeremy Becker. I just want to point out that we are ahead of Team Jeremy's in the standings. So for all the shit he keeps talking, we are ahead of him. They have Artur Martirosyan as 126 points, and then they got Bryce Yockey, Dmitry Urbanovich, David Baker, Josh Arya, Jeremy Becker, Yinghui Lee, and Elis Parsonen, who have a combined 12 points. Oh, yeah. There's that. The worst team right now is currently Team Australia with a total of 11 points. They drafted ODB, David Baker, Brandon Shaq Harris, Ryan LaPlante, Mustafa Kanit, James Obst, Didier Guerin, Jerry Wong, and Romain Morvin. Okay. Yeah. But listen, it's early. It's very, very early. Where's our guys at? The heck is their name? Oh, they're Splash Sports this time. Team Splash Sports. That's Jeff Platt and Brent Hanks. Renji Mao did well. They got Nick Schulman. Nick Schulman's been close a couple times. He just went deep in that 25K half and half and then, bombed out before he could make the final table. But, Nick is he's going to be on fire all summer. I'm scared of that pick. I actually really, really like this team. Renji Mao, a.k.a. Ricky Mao, Nick Schulman, Ren Lin, Frank Brannon, Jason Kuhn, Adrian Mateos, Christian Harder, and Andrew Moreno. I like that team a lot. They could score a boatload of points. So that's 25kfantasy.com. Let's drafted players. I'm over in the drafted players section. If it ever decides to load on my laptop, which it's not, of course. Why would it? Okay. So Archer Martirosian has the most points, 126. Steven Song has the second most points, 101. He's on our team, baby. Let's go. Those are the only two players with more than 100 points. So, yeah. All right, cool. And that's 25K fantasy. Let's do my gift.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready. Let's say this.
You won't even know what this is.
Isn't Camel a cigarette company?
Joe Camel. A Joe Camel poker chipset. Joe Camel,
I have no idea
the ambassador for Camel cigarettes back in the day.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, look at him. He's Joe Cool.
Okay.
He's Joe Camel. But yeah, I mean, I got this off eBay years ago. Like I don't even like touch it. It's still got like the styrofoam inside. Look, see, it's still got all the plastic is on it. This is why you should be watching on YouTube, because I'm showing this to the camera right now. So it's got all the plastic inside. I don't even know what these cards look like. I don't know what these chips look like because I don't take it out of here.
Is it sealed though, or is it just like a cover?
Good question.
I don't want you to open it.
I've never honestly.
No, don't open it then. Keep it sealed. Oh, this is cool.
It's sealed. Look, it's like sealed.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. So right, I got this. I got this Joe Camel.
Yeah, put it right there. It needs its spot in the limelight.
I'm bringing this home.
Why?
Someone's gonna steal it. This is legit.
I mean, come on, this is legit.
I know.
This needs to stay in the shot. Come on, right here. We're gonna put this like this all summer long.
I'm worried about that.
Well, we run that risk. That's why we have security.
Questionable. Highly questionable. It is. Well, it's almost 1 a.m. First of all, today. Yeah, we got. What do we got kicking off? 25K 6 max.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go. That's going to be a good one. We got day 1B of the Colossus. That's going to be bananas here. I mean, that tournament is just going to be freaking wild come Friday and Saturday. So can't wait for that. I heard producer Rich is coming out and possibly going to fire that one. So
wait. Who's going to edit the pods?
Don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, maybe we don't allow this. Why are we paying him?
I'll allow it. I think he'll get it done. We have the $1,500 Badoogie.
Ooh.
So those are just 3 tournaments. Obviously, this is when you have these massive field tournaments like the Colossus. Shout out to the word massive. You can't really start a whole bunch of other stuff just because it's just impossible to fit anything in here. And then speaking of crowds, what's up with the parking?
My parking is great. What are you talking about? I mean,
this is the biggest complaint that I've seen. I haven't seen anything about 10-handed play because I don't think they've been playing 10-handed.
Not yet.
I've seen maybe a tweet or two about dealer quality, but other than that, nothing. Obviously that first Juan Memorial Day on that Monday, and then a little bit on Tuesday morning, you saw some stuff about the lines to get verified for the app, but now I don't see any lines ever anywhere.
No lines.
I was telling you today when we were walking from Paris to Horseshoe that I don't feel like it's as crowded here, but I also know that the numbers are very good. So I'm kind of confused where they're putting people. Part of me says I don't see people in the hallway because the app thing has taken care of a lot of that registration congestion.
Definitely.
So you just don't see it. You don't see, like when you walk, right kind of when you get into that Paris ballroom area, that's where like the lines would come out of the registration, they'd wrap around, right? So you don't see that. Great. Also, I feel like the new Paris layout helps. I feel like the new Paris layout is good.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I mean, there's even a ton of space in there where I'm like, they could have put like 50 more tables.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
It's like tables. Wide open in the middle. But it's very good in there,
Yeah.
So I feel like all that sort of stuff is definitely benefiting everything. And while, when I'm walking through the hallways, I don't feel like that crazy congestion or there's a line taking up half the hallway or whatever it is. Numbers have been good. Now, this parking situation. I mean, it's
Have you
like,
ever parked in the garage?
Yes, like twice.
There's like-
not during the WSP ever.
Okay.
Like I parked in there once when I played a WSP circuit event here.
Yeah.
That was the one. Remember when they put it in the middle of the casino and it was smoky like crazy?
Yep.
And then another time, like I had to come here.
Yeah, there's only like basically 2 exits. So it's, a little bottleneck of when the Colossus is bagging and you got 400 people leaving at the same time.
But it's also not working.
Yeah, that's the thing that's causing
like
the most
players are
problems,
saying that like they have a player's card, it's not working.
Yeah.
They have the parking ticket, it's not working. Like they have all this different. I saw I think it was Chino Ream's story the other day. Sam Soverall was holding up the gate
so people could get out.
So people could just drive out. And then there's another picture that we saw where it sounded like somebody just was over it and rammed through the gate.
Yeah.
Johnny Vibes, I saw him put out a tweet today. What did he say? I have it somewhere. He said, busted and was trying to leave at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was today, maybe yesterday. A line of cars was backed up all the way to the 5th floor. Non-stop honking, people getting out of their cars, threatening to fight each other. I'll never understand that.
Yeah,
like, why are you trying to fight each other when like
doesn't do it?
Like you're in front of me on the 4th floor. What does you have anything to do with this parking that I got to get mad at you?
Exactly.
It's just so ridiculous. People are absurd. People absolutely losing it, says Johnny Vibes. I left my car there and found an alternate way home. I mean, it is outrageous. They definitely need to fix it. I know that when we go to Aria for the studio, we park in the garage, and oftentimes during our series, it's a madhouse in there when the Golden Knights are playing. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just open the gate. They'll just let you drive out. So like, I feel like that needs to happen here. I mean, they either need to fix the gates, which it doesn't sound like is happening, or they got to just open them. Like at like 9 p.m., just open them and just let people out, because it's just absurd. Now, what I will say to the poker players out there is a couple of options. One, there is a back parking lot that I know a lot of poker players park in. It's like they got the same gate system.
Yeah.
It would just be a little bit more of a walk, because you got to walk around kind of the side entrance. But it's not that crazy, and you can find parking back there. I know some poker players do park back there when everything is jammed up during the really busy days. So you can get to it off of Flamingo. You can get to it off of Harmon. You can also kind of come down Koval and then turn on to Harmon or whatever, and you can go in that way. So there is that back option there. Another option, park at Bellagio if you want.
I think that's
and walk over. And the thing is like, one, a lot of poker players these days love getting their steps in. Those are 2 options that are going to allow you to get some additional steps in. 2, by the time you walk to your car at Bellagio, you're probably still sitting in the line if it is stuck at the Horseshoe parking
100%.
lot. So what's the big deal? Park at Bellagio. So I would say those 2 options are on the table. And yeah, make it happen. Especially if you're I think if you're a PGT player, you probably have the upgraded card that you can get free parking at an MGM property, which means park at Bellagio. So,
I think you could get from here to Bellagio in 10 minutes.
It's probably more like
if you walk quick,
15 to 20. But
no,
yes,
you want to bet on that?
I mean, like to walk into the front door of Bellagio, sure, but to walk to the parking garage is different.
I will time it tomorrow. It doesn't take 20 minutes
to get from where we are,
from here
to the parking garage.
To the parking garage.
Yeah, go ahead and time it tomorrow. I'm not.
What
walking
are we betting on it?
I'm not walking it.
I'll walk it myself. I'll walk it in my boots, and I'll make it in sub 20 minutes. No problems.
Yeah. Or poker players, you can buy Tim's PokerGo parking pass for $10,000.
I will take that buy-in with
and he will not
credit.
And he will not only give it to you, he will valet your car, okay? Because that is what you will get for $10,000. Okay?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So yeah, okay. Well, that's gonna do it for us, for Tim Duckworth, for myself, for Daniel Negreanu, for Joe Camel. This has been the PokerGo podcast, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Peace.